Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. So today we're going to do the first update for my Pan Those Eyeshadows challenge, and if you have not seen the intro yet, I will link it up in the cards and you might want to go and check that out first. So it's been about a month since I filmed the intro and I've hit pan in one of the eyeshadows, so I thought it was about time that I filmed the first update so I can roll that one out and roll something new in. I'll insert a picture of the color story we've been working on this month now, just as a reminder so you can see what shades I've been working on. Okay, so let's start with the shade that I hit pan in, and then we'll have a look at the progress in the other shades before we choose a new shade to roll in. So the shade that I hit pan in comes from my Urban Decay Born to Run palette, and it's the black shade Jet. I'll insert a picture of what it looked like last month. You can't really tell that well because it's black, but it did have a little bit of a dip in it already. So this is what it's looking like right now. I've been using this shade as an eyeliner, so I've been using an eyeliner brush and I've been using it wet to make the shade look really black, and that's why it was quite easy to hit pan on. I used this shade 15 times to hit pan, and then I used it another 3 times to expand the pan a bit more. Okay, so that was the only shadow that I hit pan on this month, so now let's have a look at the other 4 shades to see the progress that I made on them. Let's start by looking at my Naked 3 palette. From here I had the shade Limit, and this is what it looked like last time. Now you won't be able to tell much of a difference at all. I only used this shade 6 times, and it's a very hardly pressed shade, so to be honest I can't really even tell that I've used it this past month. But it is the shade that I used the least, so I do have some more exciting progress in the other shades. Next up I got my Too Faced Natural Ice palette, and I was working on 2 shades from this palette. First off I was working on the shade Push Up, and this is what it looked like last time. So this is what it looks like now, and you should be able to see that a dip is starting to form. The shade is a really easy lid shade, but I got a bit tired of it throughout the month because I've been wanting to play around with some more colors, but I did use it 12 times. Then the other shade I got from this palette was the shade Nudie, and this is what it looked like last time. And this is what it's looking like now. It had a little bit of a dip in it already, but you might be able to tell the difference because the dip has expanded quite a lot. I used this shade mainly as a transition shade, and I used it 16 times this month. Then the last shade in this project came from my Zoeva Soft Sun Voyager palette, and when I rolled this shade in I'd only used it a couple of times, so this is what it looked like last time. And this is what it looks like now. So not the biggest difference, but you can tell that it's definitely been used now. I used this shade 21 times this month, so it was the shade that I used the most. I used it almost every time I wore makeup to deepen up the outer corner. But it's a pretty tightly packed shade, so you can't really tell that I've used it too much. Okay, now for the exciting bit. It's time to draw a new shade to see what I will be working on this month. So I got my pretty random map here, and I did add another eyeshadow palette since last time. So I now have 203 eyeshadows in my collection. And I've set it up from 2, because that's the line my spreadsheet starts on, to 204. So let's see which shade we'll be working on. Number 144. Okay, so number 144 comes from my Anastasia Amrezy palette, and it's this first shade called Wasted. So this palette is quite new, and as you could see, none of the shades have a whole lot of use on them. So I'm really excited to get some more use out of this palette this month. Okay, so this is the color palette we'll be working on this month. It's Wasted from the Anastasia palette, Nudie and Push Up from the Too Faced Natural Ice, Limit from the Naked 3 palette, and then Horizon from my Zoeva palette. It's obviously another very neutral color palette this month, but I am really excited to be getting some more use out of my Anastasia Amrezy palette, so at least that's good. At the end of this video I'll insert some close-up pictures from last month and then this month side by side so you can see the progress a bit easier. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to comment down below if you're working on a Pan Those Eyeshadows project, because they're my favourite videos to watch and I'd love to check yours out. If you like this video and you want to make sure you don't miss out on any future updates, don't forget to subscribe. I'd love to have you stick around. And that's everything for today, so until next time, bye!